Yo, yo, what's up? This is John from J Generation Garage in the Peach, capital of the state, baby. What do you say, Doc? Oh, what's up? What's up, Doc? What's up? What's up, Doc? Oh, so you want to be a tough guy, do you?
I'm getting everything. I got all the little problems that we had around that openings fixed around the control arm. And now I've marked it up for the rest of
What, you want to be a tough guy, do you? Do you want to be a tough guy? Y'all boys and girls ready? You know what, Tulu? You know what? I got a thing of something last night. And this goes for you too, Tulu. You can use this, Tulu. I give you permission, you can use this. These jokers out here throwing shade. They out here throwing shade, baby. And you know what we out here doing? We throwing flames. We throwing flames. These boys and girls raised on YouTube. We was raised in the woods with grit in our mouth and dirt in our face and dirt under our nails and damn leeches hanging on our butt cheeks. We not the same. We not the same. We not the same. We not the same. Ain't no soft, windy frosties over here, boys and girls. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You want to be a tough guy, do you? You want to be a tough guy? All right, so let me show you. Let me show you what I got going on. Let me show you. All right. Oh me. Oh me. Oh me. Let me clean my chicken grease. All right. What's up, Tony Bands? Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. All right, boys and girls, I got my little handheld charged. So I got the back seat out. The convertible top motor is leaking like a sift. Look at them holes. Look what they did, man. They just bushwhacked the daggone fire out of this thing. So we're gonna pull the carpet back. It's got the original floors in it. That's original right there. So got that. Yeah, sheesh. Hey, Tulu. Hey, let me show you something else, Tulu, before we get started. All right, so let me show you this first. Let me show you this. We got these daggone Rockford Fosgate. They got these Rockford Fosgate speakers, 6x9s. Got these 6x9s, right? But let me show you what they did. Sheesh. Lord have mercy. Don't let your local crackhead put in your stereo system. Lord have mercy. Huh? Y'all hit that subscribe button, boys and girls. Hey, I appreciate every single one of you yesterday. Every single one of you yesterday. pushed us over 5,000 subscribers yesterday. I greatly appreciate it. That don't mean that we hit 5,000. We done, baby. Our next goal now is 10,000. We go big or go home, baby. Go big or go home. Yeah, look at this right here, man. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. Look at that, man. I mean, and it don't even fit. Look, it don't even fit. Look, they had it like that. They had it as far as they could get it. Then they had screws in there just holding it. It wasn't even in all the way. It wasn't even in all the way, my guy. It wasn't even in on all the way. Yeah, hold on. What did Tony say? Somebody said, that's a crime. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said? Yeah, Tony Bands. That right there, man. And I got to fix that. I'm going to have to redo all that. But today's adventure is, like I said, I took all the interior out. I got to go get my fire extinguisher. Lord knows we don't want to need it. But what I'm going to do is where they separated, where they cut the quarter off of the wheel tub, you see where it's separated? I'm gonna run some tech screws in right here to I got some Klinkos ordered. I'm fixing to upgrade the game around here. Instead of using tech screws, I'm gonna use Klinkos. So Miter Brothers has Klinkos and they're $1.25 a piece. So I've ordered a whole bunch of them to use Klinkos, and I got the 1/8 inch Klinkos to help pull metal together temporarily. But for right now, I'm gonna do it old school. I'm gonna run a sheet screw, and I'm gonna run a sheet screw in the outer skin to this and pull this in. All right. Once I do that, then we're gonna take the cutoff wheel, and we're gonna come in here, and we're gonna take the cutoff wheel, and we're gonna square this up. We're gonna come all the way across, and we're gonna clean this up all the way there, and we're gonna clean that up. Then I'm gonna come in here with a sanding wheel, and I'm gonna clean this up, make this. See where this comes in and it's curved right there, like that, where they curved it? I'm gonna come right here and make it go straight, where this is straight. And then, once we get that cut out, then we might try to start making depending on the time. I don't wanna be on here about an hour, maybe 2 hours max, 2 hours max. Start making a panel to roll here. So probably be a panel rolled this way, and then it'll be straight this way, and then we'll just have to see what we got. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But first we got to get it cleaned up. And then on the back side, that fiberglass bothers me a little bit because that shit is highly flammable. So I need to pop the trunk, and maybe we need to pop the trunk once we do this side here. Maybe we need to pop the trunk and bust all this fiberglass out and get it out, because that shit is like gas, you know what I'm saying? And then what we'll do is we'll come in here, and where this is at, you see they cut it all the way up to here. So that means I might have to bring my cut line all the way up to here and come down. For right now, I'm gonna go straight up and all the way over and cut all this bad out. The lower quarter pieces are ordered, but they haven't shipped yet. So can't really do anything on the back side until this piece gets here, because I'd hate to do any work here and then this comes and then you got to go back and back pedal. And like my guy Tulu said, 2 steps forward, 15 steps back. So we don't want to create more work and overcharge to have to go back and repeat work. So we're gonna clean it up, but we're gonna focus on this side right here. All right. And then it's got that fancy key mechanism. And then on this side's a little bit worse. We got some rod up here in the wheel well. I got a shrinker and a stretcher ordered, so we're gonna have to remake this all the way up. Got to get all that bird's nest out of there, and same thing here. There is nothing. Look, there's nothing attaching the quarter to the car. So we're probably gonna be using a cutoff wheel and a little bit of Sawzall, and we're gonna come up here and we're gonna come across and we're gonna square this up as well. And then down here at the bottom where they just bushwhacked the damn hell out of it down here, we're gonna try to clean this up best we can. Backside, they did pretty much the same thing, and we'll go from there. The thing would be is to put wider tubs in this thing, but then that's got to get in the frame and section, and we're not doing all that. So that's what we're doing on this one right here. And then I got to get the top. Got to figure out what's wrong with the top. The motor acts like it works, but it has no fluid in it. And the top motor is right there, and she's leaking like a sift, right? She's leaking like a $2 crack whore on Friday, boys, on payday. She's leaking. She's leaking. Yes, sir. That hydraulic pump for that convertible top, it's leaking like a $2 crack whore on payday, boy. It's leaking out of every orifice. The cylinders are leaking. So he said the top worked at one time, but if I can get the top down, maybe have to rebuild. I would suggest rebuilding the cylinders and rebuilding the pump, and then we'll go from there. But that's that, boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen. So let me set this camera up, and let's get to going. And remember what I said, boys and girls. Keep it respectful in the chat. I appreciate everybody that tapped in yesterday, pushed us over to 5,000 subscribers. I'd greatly appreciate it. And let's keep the momentum going, like Tony Band says. 5,000 was our first goal. Our second goal is 10. Don't be mad. Oh, you're a tough guy, are you? Oh, you're a tough guy. You're a tough guy. Oh. All right, boys and girls. We're going to get up after it. That's about it for that little cigar. I got my daggone stand charged up today. So we should be able to. Hey, is that good? Chris Fisher, TJ, Tulu, Elko, is that good? Do I need to change my camera angle? If I do, let me know. Let me know. Chris, this stand right here will follow you around, but you have to use it on the DJ app to follow around. And I hadn't figured out how to go live. I know Tulu showed me how to do it on the Nimble. And now since I got a laptop, I can start using the Nimble now because I can download the files. But this stand right here is a DJI stand too. And it'll do everything. It'll rotate, it'll do all that, but it won't do it. It won't follow. It won't do face recognition tracking. It won't do face tracking on YouTube. It has to be on the DJ app. I can set it up and I can walk and it go around. Now that other one you're talking about, my friend out in Texas, John, he sells those stands where it's got the little eye and everything, and it'll follow you 360 degrees, and then you do this and you do that. Like if you do the OK, it stops tracking you. You do that and it starts tracking you. He sells those, but yeah, I need to do something. Is that did y'all say that was good? We good? All right, yeah, we good. All right, so we're gonna get in here and Let me see. I'm gonna move it just a little bit. I'm gonna move it just a little bit. Because if I'm in here working like, oh yeah, y'all can see right there. And also I got me some of them ring lights ordered too. We're going to the Celsius today. We're going with the Cosmos Vibes Sparkly Fruit Punch Edition. I don't know nothing about no grape Kool-Aid, do you? Huh? All right, boys and girls, I'll check back with the, make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell. We hit 5,000 yesterday. Our next goal is 10. Hey, everybody that was in the path of Ernie, I guess everybody was praying and sending thoughts to Ernie, and Ernie kind of turned and went on out into the ocean. And all my fam in North Carolina, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia, we're out of the way. It's Thursday. It's a beautiful day. It's a little humid, so I'm glad that it didn't do anything, because Saturday at Darlington, South Carolina, is the big wheel race, and if everything goes well and Lord willing, I'm gonna be there. Let's get up after it. Yeah, we missed that one, didn't we, Tulu? We missed that one, didn't we? Yeah. Woo, my glasses, they scratched. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, TJ, that son of a gun is big, boy. I tell you what it was. Ernie started coming. And let me take this out a second. We're gonna get to work. Hold on. Ernie started coming, and Carolina Big walked out on his back porch up there, the daggone barbecue country, and he looked up at the sky and he said, "You don't want none of this smoke. You better take your donkey ass on somewhere else. I ain't got time for this shit. I ain't got time for it." So Ernie started swelling up a little bit bigger. Old Carolina Big walked out again. He pointed again. He said, "Now, damn it, I done told you one time. Don't make me repeat myself." He swelled up a little bit bigger. Carolina Big walked out and took his shirt off. He said, "What, you want some of this smoke?" He said, "No, man, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Damn, man, why you get so serious? I was just playing, Carolina. I'm just playing. Damn. Let me go on up here to New York. Yeah. Yeah, Carolina walked out and said, "You don't want none of this smoke. You better take your ass on somewhere else. We ain't got time for that shit around here." Oh, fire extinguisher. I don't know. Let's hope we don't need it. But if we need it, we got it. It's like a parachute. You don't want it, but you need it when you need it. So. Oh yeah, something else I'm gonna tell you. Be mindful of your spark. A lot of people want to put it up there, and you're gonna swing sparks up into the car, up in the carpet, all that way up in there. So you want to be mindful of your sparks. So we're gonna throw the sparks this way so I can see where they're going. If I throw the sparks that way, I ain't gonna be able to see where they're going, and the damn car might be on fire and I don't even know it. So you gotta be, it's a thinking thing. It's like chess, not checkers, baby. Y'all something else.
Hey, all.
Huh?
If I kill these fans, is it gonna mess you up?
No.
Okay, I seen the cell phone put your water.
No, yeah, it don't work no more. Yeah. All right, fam, let's look up in here. I'll show you. Hold on. TJ, it's a little, it's a aerosol. It's an aerosol from Harbor Freight. It's a little air body saw at Harbor Freight. And the tool is a good tool. Just don't cheap out on the blades, right? It is the part number on this one is 58910. The UPC number is 13917544892. I repeat, 19317544892. That's the part number. Yeah. So got that side cleaned up. That's the flange. That's actually, so check this out. That's actually the floor pan flange, and it's supposed to have a flange all the way to there. It's supposed to have a floor pan flange that came around, but they bushwhacked it all out. So now the next little thing is we're going to straighten this up. I'm going to use the air saw. I'm gonna try to get the air saw like this and run it straight up. But right there, it's double walled right there, so it might have a little trouble cutting all that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from the bottom of that edge right there to right there and try to cut that little triangle off with the air saw. We'll see what the air saw does. If the air saw don't do it, we'll take the cutoff wheel. And then we'll come over here to this side on that side that there. So that's that. So let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get, fam. Let's see what we can get. Hey, if you're new to the channel, double tap that screen, boys and girls. I'd greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. It's not liking it. It's not liking it because it's a double panel. That's one thing about it, it just don't like it. But I tell you who likes it. You notice I'm only doing just a little bit of cut at a time and a little bit of cut at a time and not just going full ham on it. And the reason why I'm not going full ham on it is because I'm trying to control my sparks in my heat, and I don't want to get that undercoating caught on fire. So if you're trying to, let me show you. If you're trying to screw two pieces of panel together and you can get to it, clamp the two panels together. Because what happens if I was to try to screw this screw, I got a whole shitload of these. If I was to take, because I don't have no Klinkos yet. Klinkos are ordered. I got a bunch of Klinkos ordered, and I'm going to start using those instead of using sheet screws. But if you use sheet screws, it's okay. It ain't no big deal. I've used them forever. But I got a whole wad of these left over from the building. I mean a wad. I got like a 5-gallon bucket. So if you clamp the metal together, that holds them both together, and then you go to screw the screw in there, it will go through both pieces. If you got it separated like that, what's going to happen is when you go to start running the screw in, the screw's going to cut this one, and then it's going to start threading in the first one, and it's going to try to cut in the second one. Well, it's going to bottom out and tighten on the top on this panel and never go through that panel, and then it's going to strip this panel, and then you're only going to be squeezing this panel instead of squeezing them both together. So just a little tip, clamp the metals together, right? Clamp it together, then put the screw where the clamp's at so it's together, and then move it up and do it again, okay? So it's just they did cut, I set them. Oh. So now you see that it's pulled both panels together at the same time, and it's bothly secured. That right there, that's that foam. That's that foam glue that they use to put two and two together. So there's going to be a lot of work to that right there as well. But now that piece is together, and I can clean this up and kind of make that where it looks like a daggone beaver and chewed that shit together. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my flat chisel. Yeah, get my flat chisel and heat it up on my little handheld torch, and I'm gonna scrape off this undercoating as much as I can all the way around. Because if I take the grinder or the sanding pad and try to get it off, all this is gonna do is just smear it. Right? It's just gonna smear it. So I'm gonna take a flat chisel or some sort, heat it up with the little hand torch, and then kind of scrape all this undercoating off. And then once I get a bunch of it cleaned off, then what I'll do is I'll come through here and I'll clean it to get it down to bare metal. Because what I'm going to do is going to make this panel come up and lap over this panel, so it'll be a lap weld, and then put little 1/8-inch holes in this panel, and then plug weld it all the way across, and then come back and seam seal it. And ideally you would want to put it on the back side, so your seam is on the back side, so when water comes down it runs on the face. Or you can butt weld it. So if we put it up there like that and we go around and tack all the way around and then weld it solid, that's another option too. But with all that heat and all that welding spark and all this undercoating, you've increased your chance of causing a fire. And even though if you don't see a fire now, when you get done welding on any project that you're welding on, you're supposed to wait at least 45 minutes to an hour before you go inside. So it would not be feasible for me to weld on this and then so I'm done and then shut down the shop and go in the house or go home and this shit's smoldering, and tomorrow you come back and your damn shop's burnt to the ground. So after you're welding on any project, you're supposed to wait 45 minutes to an hour after the last arc that you struck, so you have no smoldering, no fire, no nothing, okay? So I want to kind of keep the heat down as much as possible. So what I'm going to do is This panel will be plug welded back here, and then I'll have it lap over about a 1/2 inch all the way across, and then I'll have plug welds about every 3 fingers. I'll have a plug weld all the way across, and then when I come back, I'll seam seal it, and then when we undercoat it, you'll just see a line like every line that's in there, right? And hopefully that helps somebody out. So let me clean this edge up, go get my flat chisel, heat it up, and then we'll scrape that off, and then we should be about done with this one, and then we can go to the other side. If you like what you see, man, and I appreciate you coming back, double tap that screen and hit that subscribe button, because I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to give you more what I was told to give you, and my guy Tulu told me what to do. My guy Cars told me what to do. Cars in the Cut. Everybody in green and everybody in blue is the one that's told me what to do, what to give more of, and that's what I'm doing. And like Cars in the Cut told me yesterday, he said change one thing in your Cars in the Cut told me yesterday. Change one thing. Look here. Look, boys and girls. FedEx is here. Change one thing in my program, and we went crazy. So hey, y'all, just give me 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds. Woo! Got parts for the burn table. We'll get that son of a gun going now, boys and girls. All right. Yeah, we got to do an engine in that one. Yeah, Mike, yeah, that's 63. Yeah, 63. All right, so I just noticed something. They have cut the lip off of the damn. They've cut the lip all the way off. So you know what that means? That means that I'm gonna have to plug weld the quarter back to the wheel tub. So instead of rolling the fenders, they just cut the lip. So if you can look, the quarter is not even welded. The quarter is not even connected to the inner structure anymore. Look, see? So that means I'm gonna have to come all the way through. I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna have to come through here like every 3 fingers and drill a hole, an 1/8 inch hole. I have a spot welder. I have a squeeze spot welder. I don't think it would do it because there's too much trash in between it. We can try it at a later date, but not now. But I'm gonna have to weld this quarter back to the tub. I mean, they have literally this car up, like.
the extra box.
Yeah, I got the black box. It came yesterday.
Is that little thing on the table?
Yeah.
In the picture, man, it looked like it was that gonna be.
I know sun gun ain't big as
It
a
looked like it was that big.
yeah, it ain't big as a daggone it ain't big as a damn driver's license. Hey Brad, a grinder won't take it off, it'll just smear it. Grinder creates heat and sparks, and that petroleum-based undercoating and fire don't mix, but go ahead and use a grinder on yours. Dry ice works too, Mike. Dry ice works too. All that shit is asphalt, like rubberized asphalt. Hey, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, I'd greatly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Because if you hit the subscribe button and you don't hit the like button and you don't drop a comment, YouTube will purge you in 24 hours because they think you are a bot. So I'm gonna set this camera down because I need both hands. Tell him, Tulu. Tell him, Tulu. Tell him, Tulu. Now this is a slow way, but it is a safer way. Because if I was grinding, all it's gonna do is just smear it. You know, it's gonna smear it like baby shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh yeah, don't touch that. That son of a bitch is hot. You can tell that this car was originally blue because the wheel tubs are blue. Now it might not be the same blue on the outside, but the car was blue. I've not run the numbers to see what blue it is, but you can see that it was originally blue because there's blue on the wheel tubs. Because the whole car was painted at the factory and then they spray the undercoating. What's up, 84? I didn't see you, 84. Did you slip in? Are you Amish? No, but I'm half donkey. Hee-haw! Hee-haw! Haw! 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 All right. Gonna cool that down. I'd hate to pick that thing up. Burn my little fingers. Oh, that's funny. All right, so now let me show you. Boys and girls. Now the undercoating is off. You can see right there where it's a blue. You can see where it's a blue. So it don't look like the same blue. It looks like it was painted before. It looks like it was. I'm sure the car was painted before. Because you can see these clips are got blue on them and the rubber's got blue on them. So the car, this is not the original blue, but the car was blue at one time. And it was probably a solid blue and not a metallic blue or mica. So now I got all the undercoating off. So now I'm gonna take the grinder with the sanding pad and I'm gonna clean all this up all the way around in here. So when I make the new panel will lay over top of it. Look, we at 60 minutes and I hadn't been like full throttle. We at 59 minutes. So, and then we'll make the new panel to go over that right there. So. So I'll take this sanding pad. And I'm gonna show you something else. You see that right there? Let me show you something. You see that red oxidized primer? That tells me all the cars back in the day, all their primer was red oxidized primer, all of it. So if you got an old school and you want it to kind of match, to match as best as it could back in the day, your undercoating or your G coat or your ground coat should be red oxidized primer, not gray, not white, not light gray, not black, not any of that. It should be red oxidized primer, and that's what that is. So if we was painting this car back to original color, which we're not, he wants a candy paint job, which he's gonna have to get a lot of bread for that, because we're gonna need a lot of bread and a lot of cheddar, because I'm all about that cream, baby. Ha ha. So if we was to paint this car back to original color, after I done all my body work and everything was done, and the last final coat of primer would be red oxidized primer. It would be red oxidized primer, and then I would water sand the red oxidized primer to get it where it needed to get, and then that's what I would put the factory color over, would be the red oxidized primer. I would actually get some sealer mixed up that was red oxidized primer, so I seal everything with sealer. So that's just a little food for thought for you there. You can see that right there. It's got red oxidized primer in there. Yeah. Well, on the back side of this is undercoating. But yeah, Elko, that's a good question. So when I get all this stripped across and make the new panel to go here and it will plug weld it, I will spray copper weld through primer. I will spray copper weld through primer on this panel and the other panel. So when we put the two panels together, it's got red oxidized, or it's got a copper weld through primer in between it, and that will help it prevent. That will be a rust prevention. And then when we plug weld it, then I will spray copper undercut. I'll spray weld through primer over top of it. Then put 2K epoxy over it, and then I will seam seal with a 2K sealer, not a 1K. Don't use no damn liquid nail. A lot of guys use liquid nail and think it's whatever. Liquid nail is not waterproof. It's just not. So you use a 2K seam sealer, which has a hardener and an activator in it, or activator in the product, and then I would come back and seam seal the joint. Not easy, Elko, you still at work. Joint, and then undercoat it, and then what you would probably see is that a line would be right there, which would finally look like that right there. So, and I might even go through as much and put some dimples in it to make it look like it's factory. I'd have to research that, Elko. I don't know that at this. I don't know what a good 2K epoxy. 2K. If you put 2K epoxy in between the two and just leave it. Say you got 2K epoxy and you're gonna put your two panels together. Put you some 3/4 tape over every place that you're gonna actually. Let me show you. You could do this, Elko. I mean, it would help. It would help you. I mean, it won't be 100%. It won't be 100%, but it will help you. Let me show you. So what you could do, Elko, I'll turn the camera around. So what you could do, Elko, say you was gonna weld a panel over this panel. What you could do is you could take and you could lay it out, and you got to put your spot welds like every 3 inches or something. And then what you could do is you could take. Now this is not the right way to do it, but it is a way to do it to help you. What you could do is you could take some 3/4 tape, and you can do both sides of your panel, right? So what you can do is you can do both sides of your panel, and you can take 3/4 tape, right? 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers. Look, I just eyeballed that. Look, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers. So you could do both sides of your panel and then spray a 2K epoxy on this panel and on the other panel, and then pull the tape off, and then that little section right there will be bare metal. So when you put your other piece over top of it, it'd be bare metal to bare metal, and then you can plug weld the top one to the bottom one, and it's bare metal. And then when you get done, just bury it in 2K primer, and then just hope for the best. You know what I mean? So everything else will be, everything in between, like this will be 2K, 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 and then you just peel the tape back, and those will be bare metal spots. That would help you, so it's not all the way across rust. Does that make sense, or do I have to get the damn rattle can and show you? Does that make sense, Elko? Or do I need to go a little further and show you a little deeper? Did that make sense so I can get back out there? All right, you picking up what I'm laying down? All right, boys and girls. All right, boys and girls, let's get back out here and let's clean this. I'm glad that helped you out. So I'm taking this sanding pad. Been on here 66 minutes. So I'm taking this sanding pad and I'm gonna clean all this off, and then we'll go from there. Okay. And remember, be mindful of your sparks. Be mindful. You see how much easier? See how much easier that is? See how much easier that was? Now, Mike, let me get to the comments. The comments got jumbled up. Hold on a second. All right, so Mike, you still here, Mike? So you was asking why not just take the grinder to it, right? Not just take the grinder to it. So I'm gonna show you why. Look. See what it does? It'll work. I mean, it'll work, but you see what it's doing? You see it's just smearing it, right? You see it's just, you see, God damn it. You see it's just smearing the undercoating, and also look what it's doing. It's impregnating your flapper disc, and it's filling in your flapper disc with that rubber. So it's kind of defeating the purpose on your grinding rock or your sanding pad, because now you're impregnating it with all that rubber. And then when I go do something else, like if I'm gonna go sand something else like that, you see that? So like if I was to go back, I'll show you. So if I grind this, right? If I grind this, it's gonna put the rubber in that flapper disc, and it's gonna smear that shit all over the place, right? So then when I take that flapper disc and I need to come over here and clean this up, watch what happens. See that? So now I've transferred this rubber to this panel. See that? That's that rubber. See that? So now you've killed your disc. So that disc is no good, right? You see that? It's no good. It's done. And these things are about $8 a piece. So I don't know about you, but that's why, you see that right there? Now you could probably take the torch. We could probably take the torch and clean it up. I could take the torch and heat it up and burn the rubber off of it, but that's an extra step that you don't even need to do. So if you do it this way, then you don't have but just a little bit. This is that just a little bit on there. You don't have the full Monty. You just got a little bit on there. Let's see if I can clean this thing up. Let's see if I can burn that glue off. It's still there. See that? See how it slicks the end of the sanding pad, and you just ruined a $9 pad. So that's why I took this flat chisel and that torch and heated it up, and then scraped all the undercoating off with the chisel while it's hot, and you get it down the bare bones. Because if you try to sand it off this way, see, it just makes it gummy. It just makes it gummy. Right, it's just gummy. It kills it. And even if you use, and somebody says, well, use a grinding rock. Same concept. I mean, if I was to use a grinding rock, it's going to do the exact same thing. It's going to impregnate that rubber into that grinding rock. And then when I come over here and I want to clean this metal up, I'm taking that rubber that's impregnated in that and putting it in that. That's why people have a lot of problems when they work on aluminum and stainless and carbon steel. I know at the shop, and I know Jeremiah had to do it too. When I worked at the shop, you had your stainless shit, you had your aluminum stuff, and you had your carbon steel stuff. You can't interchange the stuff, because if I was to take this flapper wheel and I was grinding on carbon steel, it has metal shavings in this, and then I was to go and grind on stainless. Now stainless don't rust. Stainless does not rust. But if I grind carbon steel and I impregnate the disc with carbon steel dust, which that's that shit right there, dust. And then you take that sanding wheel and I grind on or sand on or polish a piece of stainless. Now you have impregnated that carbon steel into that stainless, and it's going to rust. Same thing with aluminum. If you take carbon steel or stainless and then go back and grind on aluminum, you have impregnated that aluminum with carbon steel and stainless. Now, aluminum does not rust, but it oxidizes. So if you take aluminum and put it up against stainless, it's not going to rust, but it's going to degenerate, and it's going to oxidize, and it's going to come apart. They don't like each other. It's two entities. So just because you can don't mean you can, and you're making yourself a lot more work if you just pay attention. It's like chess, not checkers, boys and girls. And depending on what level chess player you are, you have like 6, 7 different levels. So that's that, right? Yeah. That's what I said, Tramps Cook. Yeah, you can take, that's what I said. I don't know if you heard me, but yeah, you can take and turn on a flapper disc. If a sanding disc is not sanding no more, I don't know why it does it. I don't know if it releases the glue in it or whatever, but you can take a little camping torch and heat up the pad, and it will work. I did a video later back a few months ago on that, but yeah, you're right. This thing's impregnated with this rubber undercoat, and you can take this torch and you can cook it out. But why do that? Why not just do it the right way, the first way, instead of going back and doing it the opposite way? It's like Tulu said, man. Why take 2 steps forward and 15 steps back? It's just take like 10 more. It's like take 10 more minutes, man, and just get you old cheap damn scraper, heat that son of a gun up with a torch, and come in here, and that shit will peel off. It will peel off. And then get it down to bare bones, and then take the sanding pad and sand the metal. That right there is the seam. See, this right here needs to be re-seam sealed. This is the 2 parts. So this is the inner tub, and this is the outer tub. So when people like Camaros, if anybody puts wider tubs on their car, what you're doing is you're removing this tub and putting a wider tub on this tub. So what you have to do is get in the trunk, drill all the spot welds out of every one of them, drill all the spot welds out all the way across this, remove this tub, and then put wider tubs in. And by putting wider tubs in, they also, I know on a 67, 68, 69 Camaro, Detroit Steel makes a kit that you have to section the back half of a Camaro. Now, a Camaro is a unibody car. This is a full chassis car. So on a Camaro and a Mustang, 60s Mustang, and a Camaro is a unibody, meaning the body and the chassis is one unit, right? And we're not talking about G unit. We're not talking about 50 cent. We're not talking about 50 cent. We're talking about this. So on a Camaro, Detroit Steel or Detroit Speed makes a tub kit, and it takes about 40 hours to do it. If a car's not been molested, it takes about 40 hours to take the old tub out and put the new tub in and section the chassis. 40 hours to do it right. Now, if the car's been bushwhacked like this and somebody's been in there before and they fondled it and they done all the stuff they shouldn't have done to it, it's going to take longer. But Hot Rod Magazine did an article a few years ago, and they said to put wheel tubs in a 67, 68, 69 Camaro, if nothing's been molested and nothing's been messed with, it usually takes about 40 hours to do it. It takes about 40 hours to do it. So, boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. Let me see. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm done with this. It's 11 o'clock, so we've been on here for an hour. We actually got this done for an hour. Let me clean my mess up, and then we'll come back and let me get the trunk open, and then we'll clean all this shit out here in the back, and then I'll come back live, I don't know, around 2 o'clock or so. We'll come back live at 2 o'clock, and we'll cut all this stuff out. So I appreciate every single one of you. If you don't want to miss the live, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button. If you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and comment, because if you don't comment or hit the thumbs up button, you will get purged in 24 hours because YouTube thinks you are a bot. I appreciate every single one of you, boys and girls. Y'all are great. Remember what I said, boys and girls? Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch, twice sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first at Lucy and Drag. Peace and chicken grease.